GB News or wherever else you were before to interview people that you didn't particularly want to interview. But you then do it as well as you can and as professionally as you can. But I think she made sure.
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
So she got her digs in. It reminded me of Alison P. Davis with The Cut. Remember that interview with Meghan?
Oh, yes.
Cut, where she just quoted Meghan and let Meghan hang herself with her words.
Exactly.
And
she gave her the rope, and we realised what a mad woman we were dealing with. But also, Lady C, the thing that offended me most, actually, was the complete lack of...
Wait for it.
...any obvious empathy or sympathy or emotion that Harry and Meghan had with the parents who were sitting next to them, literally baring their soul. And there was one moment that actually really summed that up.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Have a watch.
In his hand, the phone. That's how addicted he was. He couldn't even kill himself without posting about it first.
And like the Dollies, it's often impossible for parents or anyone else to see.
Just no humanity there, Lady C.
Colder than ice. Colder than... Look, I've had my eyes done. Check out my new eyes. Yeah. And I've got my Catherine wig on, which also covers up the fact that my scars might show. So because notice no white parting in with the brown face. And I'm going to show everybody how great I look. And who's that Casa woman speaking about her son having topped himself? Who cares? I mean, come on. You're here to look at me.
Stop it.
Me. I'm the fabulous one. I mean, the woman is an offense to humanity.
And why is Harry so miserable, Lady C? He barely spoke during that interview.
Wait for it.
He was cold. Is he really that unhappy, or had something specifically gone wrong that day to put a bee in his bonnet? Although we're seeing it a lot, actually, lately, aren't we?
Well,
here it comes.
I need to be careful what I say, Dan. But the whole business of the suicide ideation is something that Harry is fully aware of, being a very dangerous area, let's put it that way, or a very dangerous topic. And he will not have known about it because he is fully aware of the dangers inherent in discussing that. And he when she put her hand on his knee, there's no doubt in my mind that it was
almost there.
Very scripted and agreed, because as you know, interviewers and interviewees are briefed as to exactly what to say and how to say it and when to say it. But she will have said, "Oh, it's okay, Harry."
Are you serious?
Harry will do it. Well, Harry didn't do it. Because Harry didn't. I understand that Harry is very mindful that too many of us know the reality of
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
What has happened in certain situations, and that the one thing they should not be focusing on is why Meghan would lay claim to being suicidal, because Meghan should not be laying claim.
What is he doing?
To being suicidal, because she's laid claim to being suicidal on the 16th of January, having been at Birkenhead on the 14th of January, and he is fully aware of the fact that the dates don't match up, that with their various claims in terms of I was curled up in a ball and one chair left want to go, but I had to go. And he knows that there are many of us who are on to the whole reality of what happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And including, by the way, Lady C, the fact that she claims that she was sobbing in the middle of the Royal Albert Hall, sitting in the royal box, but no one saw and no one took a photo. I mean, just complete baloney.
Yes,
Complete
the lights
baloney.
were never dimmed enough. She never had her makeup marred.
No.
And if you zero in on them, she was with her smirk, the constant smirk.
Okay.
That she adopts when look at me, I'm so great and grand. And also, if I smirk like this, I look whiter. While if my face relaxes, it's too African in presentation. And having gone to the trouble of having all that plastic surgery, I'm certainly not gonna do anything but keep a little straight. Thanks.
At the same time, Lady C, Harry's decided to go to war with his own dad via People magazine, classless and particularly grim, given, and I know you're always careful about this, but given we know King Charles's
Wait for it.
health is not improving, put it that way, why on earth did he do something like this, Lady C?
Well, their marriage and their lives are in a mess. And
Here it comes.
my reading of the situation is that he's pulling both north and south, and so he's very conflicted. And he and she
Almost there.
most likely feel they have a limited amount of time in which to accomplish that which they can accomplish, chief of which is the restoration of their IPP status. And what they don't seem to realize is even if Charles could, which he can't, get it restored, because he can't, he doesn't have the authority.
He'd have to overturn a government decision, and that would lead to a constitutional
You serious?
crisis. Like, it's not even in his command to do it.
That's right. But even if he could, it can be reversed as soon as William is on the throne.
Oh, and it would be.
I would be very surprised if William is going to take as tolerant a view as Charles has taken. And Charles, as we all know, has actually stopped speaking to his son. Now, you and I have known this for some time, and you and I have been saying this for some time, and contradicting Harry and Meghan's stories that were planted in People and Vanity Fair, etc. Oh, we're regular Zoomers. Oh, every week we're Zooming with William and Catherine. And
right.
And blah, 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 all rubbish. Well, they finally confessed via People that Charles won't speak to him. So, you know,
That doesn't make sense.
they're not exactly and on the back of that, they are trying to force Charles to speak to him by briefing in the most appalling way against him to American
You serious?
publications. I mean, it's absolutely.
It's just so grim. It's so grim.
Yeah, I just don't. I haven't from day one been into the fact of, you know, talking about private things that went on in the royal family when they were a part of it. And the thing is, it's just their point of view. We haven't had the other point of view. And it's like, don't bring it to the public. Nobody wants to know about it. Every family has problems. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And I just think that from day one, they've handled it very badly. And you know what? They wanted their freedom. They have it. But they want more than just their freedom. They want to be two very important people politically.
Yeah, but they want the royal.
Okay.
Take it easy. But I think if they keep poking their nose into American and political affairs and the Constitution and so on, it's not going to end well. I can tell them that. I want to talk to you also about
It's
Dave.
like I was just going to say, he's only been here 2 minutes and he wants to run the country. It's like, hold on.
It's completely absurd. Talking about Dave Chappelle. So Dave Chappelle, I don't know if you've been following this, but he did this big Netflix special. He told some trans jokes. You know, some people thought it was funny, including trans people. Other people, including other
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
trans people, hated it, wanted him cancelled. Netflix stood by him. But he was due to play in a gig in Minneapolis yesterday, and they cancelled it, the organisers, at the last minute, and issued this ridiculous, pompous statement about how, you know, they hadn't been aware that it wouldn't be a safe space for employees and so on. What do you make of this? It comes at a time when John Cleese actually has come out with an interesting comment about the threat to comedy at the moment from this cancel culture. Here's what John Cleese had to say.
A lot of comedians now are sitting there, and when they think of something, they start thinking, oh, could I get away with that? I don't think so. So-and-so got into trouble when he said that, or she said that. You see what I mean? And that's the death of creativity.
And I think look, I'm not a big fan of John Cleese, to be honest, these days. He's a bit of a miserable old bore, and he can't stand me, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, I love him.
Wait for it.
Love him.
Well, we'll agree to disagree about him. I'll probably get on fine with him, actually. If you're watching, John, come and do an interview. But here's the statement that really made me puke. The Dave Chappelle show tonight at First Avenue has been cancelled. To staff, artists in our community, we hear you. We are sorry. We know we must hold ourselves to the highest standards. We let you down. We're not just a blank box with people in it. We understand First Avenue is not just a room, but meaningful beyond our walls. The team and you have worked hard to make our venues the safest spaces in the country.
Stop it.
And we'll continue with that mission. We believe in diverse voices and the freedom of artistic expression, but in honouring that, we lost sight of the impacts it would have. I mean, what a load of old guff. Right? What they really mean is,
it's just,
we are going to decide what you're allowed to find funny. That's it.
It's ridiculous. It's, again, a case of freedom of speech. This man is a brilliant writer, a brilliant comic, and when you watch him, he just doesn't tell silly jokes one after the other to try and offend. It always goes along with a story, and there's always the beginning, middle, and end, and it always